Is it? Are we? There it is.
We're here. Hello. Good morning.
We are so excited to do this, and I am so excited to do this. And all I was like kicking Coronas today, and then all morning I was like kicking Coronas, and then I got online with Alex, and immediately I was like, I want to do kicking Coronas, but I don't want to do the work that you have to do during kicking Coronas.
I like last night when Jax and I talked, I was like talking to an adult woman, and then 10 minutes ago, I was talking to a small, petulant child. Like last night, she was like, we're doing this. And then this morning, she's like, we're not doing this. And I was like, well, nothing we can do about it now.
Don't want.
But that's when it's the most important to do it.
No.
Speaking of which, thank you so much for everyone who is joining us. So we know that there's a lot going on in the world, but we do think that it's important to take care of ourselves and to move our bodies, no matter what we're doing, how we're supporting Black Lives Matter right now. So if you need to move your body, if you need to warm up before a protest, or if you just freaking need to stay away from your phone for 45 minutes, then that's what this time is for. Yeah, it's super important. But that being said, this is our last week of doing this because for a multitude of reasons. Both of us, it's just not feasible for us anymore with something coming up for us personally, and it's just time to shift focus to other things. So for everyone. So if you want to stay connected with us, we are going to try to start brainstorming just what's next in the world of Hustling Creative and Arte Violenta. So we want to schedule something for next week, a little roundtable for everyone who has been with us and supportive for the past 14 weeks. So if you want to join in on that, then please either put a comment here or put it into our private messages on Hustling Creative or Arte Violenta. And we are also going to be highlighting basically new places where you can go for fitness content after this week. So today we are sending you over to our friend Angelisa Shagnia Anderson. She and her sister, who are at Anderstrong Sisters, they have been this past weekend. They did an amazing fundraiser for Black Lives Matter, which was super exciting to see based on their fitness content. So yeah, we're highlighting them today. Please go there next week or check them out before then. Please do. And what was I going to say? Speaking of which, any content or any tips that you would have left for this workout, please instead send over to Black Lives Matter. So I think that's all I had to say.
Yeah, let's do it, God.
This week is fun because it's our last week. We're doing like the best of.
That's true. We're gonna do all of our. There's really no rhyme or reason to this week. We're just doing all the things that we love to do. So if there were exercises or there were techniques or there were things that you love or you want to do this week, shout it out to us and we will do them. And if you don't, we're just gonna do whatever we want to do because this is our show.
That is true. I'm gonna put some shoes on because I have not yet. I'll be right back.
Okay, we're gonna warm up while you're gone. Hi, Internet. You're all mine. Go the other way with your elbows. I missed everybody last week. It's a weird thing to say because I didn't see you, but I know that you're there. Hips. So while we're doing this, try to keep your head in one place. It's not isolating just your hips. We are rotating our whole lower body, but keep your head in the same place. Good, and go the other way. And really feel the stretch as you come forward. You feel it right in here, to the side, the back, the side. Really explore those rotationals. And we forgot arms, so arms backwards. I spilled an entire water can of water on my deck right before we went live. So that sucks. So I'm sure Alex will have us going to the ground. But when we do, just know that I'm going to be hating it because I'm going to get soaking wet. Nice. Let's roll our ankles. Make sure you're letting your ankle, your foot come all the way to the front and all the way to each side. Really wake up your ankles. If you don't take time to care for your ankles, you're going to get really messed up. Your ankles are a gateway to a lot of different joints in your body. Other foot. Roll it out. I should put sunscreen on this morning. You'll watch me burn in real time to a crisp. Other way. Awesome. Fantastic. So now we're going to spread our feet apart. I'm going to take my left hand and bring it down to my right foot. As I do this, my back heel comes off the ground and rotates. My right arm is gently pressing and encouraging my thigh to move outwards as I come down. And I reach for that foot, and then I switch. And as I do this, I'm staying nice and low. I'm not coming up and down. I'm staying low. Right? The ceiling is lava. It's a game we play in a lot of my classes because it's stupid and fun. Back and forth. Nice. Excellent. Come out of that. I'm going to bring my knee, hug it up. I'm not thinking about bringing my knee to my chest. I like to think about bringing my knee to my shoulder because that's how my legs just want to go. Good. And go the other way. I'll go the other way. Get the other leg. We're going to do some kicks today. So I want to really take the time to really make sure these hips are ready to go. And to the back. Balance. It's so nice to be back.
It is nice. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
I'm hearing echo. Oh, I think I went away. We're good.
Okay. I have no other devices on.
Yeah, I thought not. I was like, well, I don't have any other devices on, so Jax must not have any other devices on.
We've forsaken Instagram. It was annoying. Not that helping. People were watching, but Instagram was annoying. Great. I'm going to put my forearms on my knees so I can get a deeper squat here. And I'm just going to move back and forth a little bit, continuing to open up my hips. This is like kicking Coron's farewell tour.
Yeah, it is. It is. I wonder if we should spend this time talking about like, oh, remember when?
Remember when we did casual butts go down to your right leg?
Oh my gosh.
Remember when we asked Beyonce to send us free stuff? In the middle?
Yeah. See, but now that we're doing it, it's like we have never stopped doing these things.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how nostalgic it can be.
Remember the first time we said something dumb and then we continued to say it every single day afterwards? And come to the middle and roll up?
But remember how when we first started this, we thought we were going to have to, we were doing jump tucks for every time we cursed. And when's the last time either of us did a jump tuck?
Well, I don't know, but when's the last time any of us cursed? Because I bet those two numbers don't line up.
Yeah, that's true. Remember when we were just putting their mouths?
We've gotten pretty good. Alex, I'm going to start us off with a couple kicks.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just for kicks. Okay? So we're going to do some front kicks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to bring that knee up. I'm not going to bring it up super high. I'm only going to bring it up as high as I can effectively straighten it. So if I can only straighten my leg to this height, I'm only going to bring my knee about to here. Because this knee is going to be our chamber. It is what's going to help our technique with this kick. It's also in stage combat going to serve as a cue. So I'm going to lift my knee, and then I'm going to extend forward. I'm going to bend my standing leg here slightly, drop my hips down and forward on this 45 degree, and with the ball of my foot, I'm going to crash my foot through a door that's right in front of me, or a wall, or a murder hornet, or a zombie, or I don't know, whatever you want to put your foot through. So I'm going to lift that knee up and extend forward and kick and bring it back down. So bring it up, extend and kick. And I also use my hands to kind of counterbalance and also help my power. One more time, bring it up and kick. Great. So for 1 minute, what we are going to do is we are going to squat, and Alex can talk about the squats if she wants to in a second. We're going to squat, kick, squat, kick with the other leg, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick, squat, kick, forever and ever and ever. Amen. Until the minute.
Amen. Okay, cool. So, squatting, we are squatting. Ugh. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this just from a purely fitness perspective. Jax, if you have any input stage combat wise, then please give that. So with a squat, my feet are shoulder width apart. They're right under my hips. They are, both my toes are facing forward. So something that's important here is the movement starts with me sticking my butt out. So I'm going to stick my butt out and squat as if I was squatting in a chair. If you'll notice, something that I just did, something that a lot of, these are the two things that people get wrong when they squat. And this is important for when you're working with weight. So one thing you'll notice is that when I came down, I can move my toes. I'm not putting any of my weight on the balls of my feet. My weight is back in my heels. So that's like, if you lift your toes off the ground and squat, you should still be fine. So that's number one. Number two is, and again, this is really important when you start working with weight, or if you are already, something that people do, especially if they have high arches in their feet like me, they will, I'll use my hands, they will like collapse on their arches. Does that make sense? So instead of squatting like this, people are squatting like this. And to the front, instead of this, we're getting this. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we want to rise up on the sides, on the outsides of our feet, the part that's making actual contact with the ground, and on our heels. So yeah, that's all I really had to say about that. Engage your core, particularly on the way up, so that you protect that lower back. Because on the way up, we're protecting our lower back by basically tucking our pelvis back in. So you're adding a little extra crunch when you're coming up. Yeah.
Love it.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, so I guess let's do it.
I guess so. Okay, let's start the timer. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. I feel kind of like a sumo wrestler doing this.
Makes you feel powerful.
Me angry.
Nice sumo wrestler.
Yeah, I don't know why that was a sumo wrestler in my head.
It sounded more like Andre the Giant, who was a wrestler.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're not sumo. We're just talking about big dudes. Oh my gosh. Are you still watching Avatar?
No, we haven't in a little bit.
That's fair.
At least twice. But the boys haven't been watching it lately.
Well, did you get to the and we're done. Meeting Top, going to the wrestling match?
No.
Wrestling match? Okay, never mind then.
I'm gonna try to get them back into it so we can get there because I really want them to see top.
Awesome. Cool.
Nice. It's a nice wake up for my legs.
Yeah, and for my hips too.
Nice. So the next thing that I'm going to do, and Alex, feel free after I explain my part of it, if you have anything you want to say as well, jump in.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to do lunges. There's a lot of different exercises we do with lunges. So I'm going to break down the lunge and then we'll do an exercise. This is going to be another leg thing. So, and arms. So the lunge, what we're going to do is we're going to start feet apart. And if we imagine that we're on a train track, one foot is on one side of the train track, one foot is on the other side. Our legs, our heels are not lined up, right? My left heel is not behind my right heel. That's a different thing. That's not what we're doing. Feet are apart. Knees are bent. Arm is out in front of us. My elbow is a hand span away from my body, right? There's a straight line from my elbow to my point. We never want to get here. This is going to be increasingly more important as we move on and do more sword stuff during the week. So this is going to be out in front of us. Now to go into a lunge, keep in mind that my deck is wet. So if I fall, I don't know, you can laugh. But for a lunge, we're going to move in true time. So my sword's going to move first. My body's going to come forward. When my body can't come forward anymore, I'm going to lift my front foot and let it fall forward with my back hand extending out behind me here. So this is our lunge. So yes, while we're in the lunge, instead of thinking about holding our arm up in the air with the sword, we want to think about driving the energy forward into the wall or into a person or into a murder hornet or whatever is in front of you. Drive that energy forward. It's going to be a lot easier for you to hold your arm up. And then once you do this in performance, it's going to look a lot better. Because the difference in a lunge, if I'm just holding this lunge, is here. If I think about reaching energy forward, it looks like this. I don't know if you can tell the difference on the computer, but in person, huge, huge difference.
Yeah.
Cool. So the exercise that we're going to do is on guard, lunge. I'm going to continue my energy moving forward as I lift my back leg in the air. Bam. And then back down. So we'll take a second to balance and then back and then on guard. And we'll do that let's do it for 30 seconds and then we'll switch to the other hand.
Awesome. Good.
Do you have anything you want to add with that?
Just that forget everything you know about a squat and sticking your butt out, because in a lunge, we're tucking our pelvis and there. The rest is pretty, your body does the thing if you just put your body in the place.
Yeah.
At the time.
At the time you're supposed to.
Whatever. I have not had my coffee yet, and I think that I'm finally getting addicted because I'm a little cloudy right now.
I think you're doing great, and I really like what's coming out of it.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
So, 30 seconds, we'll switch to the other hand.
Awesome. So let's start 30 in 3, 2, 1.
So again, make sure everything is moving forward instead of thinking about lifting up. Forward and forward, forward. To make it a lot easier. And your technique will be correct.
And switch sides.
Great.
This is a really great time to point out, if you were with us last week, we spent last week directing you to some resources, basically on how to support the Black Lives Matter movement and also to educate ourselves and on basically providing resources for the different ways of taking action. Stop. So if you need to read up, we have that posted on our Facebook page the full list that Jax and I have been sharing every day. So please go ahead and do that. Yeah. All right.
Sweet.
Well, fun.
That was fun.
All right. What now?
So now we're gonna do some shadow boxing, sort of. So we're gonna break down some punching. So what we're gonna do is, for 1 minute, we're going to do some punching. So to break down the punch, real quick, let's break down our fists, because that's important and we haven't done this in a while. So a couple things. Take your fingers, roll them down again. Take your thumbs, put them on the front of your hand. So they should look like this. They should never look like this, or like this, or like this. This is how they should look. If that doesn't work for you, that doesn't work great for me, because I have long fingers and I feel like if I hit somebody, if I roll them down and then hit something, I'm going to break my fingers. So what I do is, if this meaty part of your hand right up here, I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to grab it. So I dip my fingers down and I try to grab that meaty part of my fist. So that puts my fingernails kind of right in the center of my palm. And then from there, I tuck that thumb around, or wrap that thumb around. That's our fist. Bam, bam, bam. If you look at my arm here, I want to make sure that I have a straight arm there's no break in my wrist. So I don't want to wrist this, 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 or this. Because if I hit something, that's going to break my wrist. There's no support. But if my wrist is straight on, I can take a lot of energy from the top of my wrist and it comes down my arm and into my shoulder. Yes, or into my elbow if my elbow is bent. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, which is fair, because that was a weird way to describe it, go to a wall, put your fists, the flat of your fists on a wall, and then put your weight on them. If it hurts, if something feels like you're unsupported, then your wrist is unsupported and you need to change this line. You need to make sure your wrist is stacked or straight right here. So that's a really great place to check. We're not going to be hitting anything right now, but I want you to have good technique, because if you don't have good technique, then I don't know, what are we even doing here on technique day? So, fist done. Great. I'm going to stand with my feet apart, with my legs bent. We're going to throw some straight punches. So my fists are up. I'm going to bring my fists down and forward. I'm thinking about acting almost as a hammer, right? So this is more of a jab rather than a straight punch. My arm is coming down kind of like a hammer, like this. And as it's coming down in this hammer, it's also extending out, extending out, extending out. Add the other hand, extend out, and back and forth. Good. As I throw these punches, I'm going to let my hips start to move with it. And I'm going to let my feet pivot on the ground just a little bit. So it's kind of as if I had bugs under the balls of my feet and I'm squishing them. Punch, 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 punch. Yeah? So we're going to do that for a minute. We're just going to stand here. We're going to go for good technique, power, and speed. So you can only go as fast as you can continue to keep good technique and feel power from your hips behind these punches. So if that means that's as fast as I can go, then that's as fast as I can go. If you got this technique really good, then go ahead and speed this up. You're in charge of your own workout here. The other thing I will say is that you need to have your abs engaged this entire time, which means your abs are working. So my knees are bent, my abs are engaged. It's like I've taken my two floating ribs and I've tied them together, right? My butt is even engaged a bit. My knees are bent, so all of this is working. And from here, I'm going to start working. Yeah, I'm going to go on the slower side for people who need to follow somebody a little slower, and that's me. Alex, you go at whatever speed you want, and we'll do this for a minute.
Yeah. I will also say, too, that engaging your abs and your butt is part of what ensures that you get that power, you activate that power from your hips. because if you are if you're a solid thing that's just pivoting on its axis, then you're putting that much more power. You're putting the power of your full body behind your arm. Whereas if you're loose in your abs, then you're only going to engage whatever side you're moving at a time. Whereas if you're tight, then it gets everything to move as one continual body, if that makes sense. So
makes sense to me.
Cool. That's what matters. It matters that it makes sense to you and anyone who comments on this, being like, I don't get it. So that's all I care about.
All right, ready?
Yeah, let's do it in, let's go in 3, 2, 1. We're also only going as fast, at least if you want to pick up the speed, I'm only going as fast as I can have at least one arm guarding myself. If I'm leaving one part unprotected like that, leaving myself unprotected with both my hands, that is bad. That is not what I want in my life. So only go as fast as you can bring your guard back up. And I guess I'll take this opportunity too to talk about a little bit of some of the differences between Jax's technique and my technique, coming from a kickboxing background. So the biggest difference is that instead of coming down like a hammer, we're just coming straight forward, and we're trying to cover ground. So we, instead of, basically, in order to keep our partner safe, and we're done. In order to keep our partner safe in stage combat, we try to stay, correct me if I'm saying this wrong, Jax, but we're trying to stay as self-contained as possible because we're not actually hitting anyone. And we're also showing more of the motion by making this movement last longer. That's the purpose of the hammer. Whereas with a jab, a jab is used to check distance and to say to someone, either get away from me or like laying up for a more powerful punch, like a cross. So we're actually trying to cover ground with a jab. Oftentimes, instead of a pivot, a jab will be accompanied with like a step forward, because that's the purpose, is to get closer to your opponent, which is not what you want in stage combat. So nuance, #nuance.
Nice job. Great. Good. So that's basics of a punch. We'll do more punches this week, but that is the basics of a punch. Cool. Let's do another kick, and we'll do another sword. So kicks. We're going to talk about crescent kicks because I love crescent kicks. So crescent kicks. So let's go outside to outside. And then we'll do inside, then we'll do outside, because inside is harder, for me at least. So when I do a crescent kick, I'm going to be thinking about, it's similar to a fan kick in dance, if any of you are familiar with dance. I'm going to bring my leg up, instead of straight forward at our opponent. I'm going to bring my leg to the side, hit them in the face, bring it to the other side, and then bring it down. So my leg is literally going up to the side, across, and down. It's almost like I'm making a triangle, right? A triangle here with the center of contact right here in the middle of that triangle. So I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to start with my left leg first because my left leg sucks. My left leg is back. I'm going to bring it up, across, and down. Keeping my right leg, it's not locked. It's relatively straight. There is some support there. My knee does bend a bit. It doesn't bend a lot, and it's certainly not locked. I want to keep my upper shoulders. I want to keep my shoulders as upright as I can. I don't want to come forward with it. The more I bend forward, the lower my kick is going to be. So right now, if your kick is this high, then that's great. Sweep the leg. That's all you need. Bam. But if you can get your kick higher without bringing your shoulders forward, that's really helpful. So that is an inside kick. It's coming from the outside to the inside of your body. Same thing with the right leg. Goes out, outside to in and out. Outside crescent kicks, which I find a lot easier, start going from the inside. They start going this way, and then they end to the outside. That's my left leg. That's my right leg. Yeah. So let's do, oh God. Let's do 10 inside on the left. I'm going to start with the left because it's my weaker leg, so I can end strong. You start whatever leg you want. We'll do 10 inside, then 10 inside the other leg, and then 10 outside, and then 10 outside ending on your strong leg.
Waxing on, waxing off.
Wax on, wax off, mother effers. Let's do it. And I smell, my fiance is in there cooking bacon, so let's effing get this done because I am hungry.
Totally fair. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Never mind. Here we go. Ready, set, go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm aiming at my computer. I'm trying to get my leg over my computer. 5. I'm way out of distance of my computer so that I don't actually kick it. 7. 8. But encourage me to get my leg up high, as high as I can in the air. 9. Last 1. 10. And switch. Inside. 1. Oh, that sucks. 2.
Ooh, this sucks.
Yeah. 3. Whoop, right away. 4, 5. 6. 7.
Let's freaking do the outside.
9. 1 more. 10. Okay. All right. Outside ones. Weak leg and go. 1, 2, 3. I am using my left arm to help me pull my shoulder back. Let's count. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, 10 more. Oh, Jesus, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo!
Nice.
Nice.
Good job, grasshoppers.
Nice work. Wax on, wax off. So much closer to bacon.
My fiance makes this. My mom makes this. My mom makes homemade chia pudding, so that's what I'm looking forward to after this.
What's chia pudding?
Basically, it's cream in whatever form that takes for you, and chia seeds, and you basically like shake them up and leave them there, and then the seeds expand, and it gets all gets puddingy. It's
cool.
It's very nice. Highly recommend.
All right, I'm going to do one more exercise with us.
Awesome.
Swords. I wanted to do alphabet, but we're going to do alphabet another day. We're going to go over parries because it's technique day, and I'm going to use parries a couple of times this coming week. So let's do that real quick. We're not going to spend a ton of time on it. This is just about you learning this, John. All right. Great. So we're parrying 4 lines today. We're protecting our left arm. We're protecting our right arm. We're protecting our left hip. We're protecting our right hip. God, I'm so tired. I didn't work out at all this week or last week.
That's fair.
No, it's not. It's terrible because now I'm tired. All right. So we're in our on guard, right? We know straight arm or straight line, elbow to point, Elbow, hand span away from our body, knees are bent, legs are apart on train tracks. You know that part already. You're all brilliant at it. You're experts. We're going to take this hand. We're going to take the true edge of the sword. The true edge is the edge where your knuckles are. So whatever you're holding, wherever your knuckles are, that's the true edge. So we're going to take the true edge. We're going to push it towards our left arm. And notice that I'm protecting this left arm. I'm not parrying here. This isn't a parry. This isn't going to do anything. They're going to stab me. That's a parry, right? My elbow is still far away from my body. That's important. I'm going to take the true edge and flip my hand over, protect my right arm. Same thing. Protect that arm. Elbow's far away. I'm going to take this true edge. I'm going to scoop it down like I'm scooping ice cream. Protect my left hip. I'm going to flip the hand over, protect my right hip. Excellent. From here, I'm going to scoop around, turn my hand so my palm faces me. Protect that left arm. Protect that right arm. Protect that left hip. Protect that right hip. I'm going to turn around and see it and show you. So left arm, right arm, scoop it around, left leg, right leg, scoop it around, left arm, right arm, scoop, left leg, right leg. If you're left-handed, it looks like this. You're going to protect the opposite side that I was saying. So we're going to go protect right arm, left arm. Scoop it around, right leg, left leg. Scoop it around, left arm, right leg, scoop, left, right. Yeah? So those are the parries that we're going to work with today. Additionally, I want to tell you this one. Additionally, we may parry up high. When we do that, we're going to step to the side. So this is going to be a side lunge. I take my sword is in my right hand. I take a big step with my right foot. I bend my body so I have a nice straight line from head to toe, right? Keeping everything out of this area. This is the danger area. I'm going to lift my sword up and protect my head. I don't know if you can see. Let me move my angle because I think I'm cutting myself off. There we go. Step to the side, push that sword up. It's on a downward angle. It's not here. It's not here. It's here. Yeah? On the other side, if the sword is in your left hand, you're going to step to the side with your left foot. Left. Nice long angle with your body. Push that sword up. Right? Not here. Not here. But here. Nothing is out here. Yeah? That's something we'll do later this week as well. Awesome. Ooh. And just to note, I know I demonstrate a lot with my right hand because I am right-handed before I do left. Everything we do with our left hands, we are going to do with our right hands or vice versa. So every move we do, we will do right and left-handed. So you don't need to worry about learning how to fight with your opposite hand that you're dominant on because we're going to make you do it. Everybody's doing it. That sentence wasn't a sentence. I really hope you understood what I meant. I don't know. The bacon is so strong.
The bacon is strong with this one.
The bacon is strong with this one. That's a Star Wars.
Yep. I was just about to say you didn't know what I was talking about. You just repeated what I said.
Oh, I know it's a Star Wars.
Yes. It's a Star Wars. Sweet, sweet summer child.
There's so many Star Wars. I need to pull it together. Make peace, not war. Moving on. Alex, do you have anything to end us off with? It is 9:42.
Yeah, sure. So let's hit the deck for a little while. Yeah, so let's just go over it really quickly because I'm so annoying and I don't want to do this more than once. I'm going to quickly go over push-ups so that and we're going to get planks in there as well just a little bit because a lot of the same technique applies. And we're going to do crunches as well. Let's start with crunches because that's a little easier. Sure. I'm going to put you down. Get out of my level. So crunches. Even if we don't use actual crunches this week, because we have plenty of other more exciting torture planned for you. Even if we don't do crunches themselves, the movement itself will transfer over into a lot of the things we do. It already has, as you will soon see. So we're getting on our back, and what's good for me is if my feet are just a little bit extended. Yeah, I think this is a good angle. So the first thing that I'm doing is making sure that my entire back is in contact with the floor. This is not good. I want to be able to, I don't want to be able to get my hand through the small of my back. So that means that I need to engage my abs and tuck my pelvis. That's the first thing we're doing. And look, your abs are already engaged, so you're halfway there, almost. You wish.
Abs are engaged.
What?
Our abs are engaged.
You look like you're sunbathing right now. So
basically, I'm sunbathing right now.
So I do not want to. My main goal is to put minimal strain on my neck. For me personally, that means tucking my neck in a little bit so that it's kind of protected, and the line of my back going from the base of my spine all the way up my neck is in line. And instead of thinking of shooting upwards in a crunch, which a lot of people think of doing, that puts a lot of strain on my neck. So I think of following the line of my leg with my body. So I'm thinking of that movement. Let's just do 10 of them, just so that we're just so that we feel the movement and so that we engage with it. We may do this later on in the week with some punching, but for the time being, let's just do 10. Let's go in 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep going, and I'm going to talk at you. Just stop whenever you get to 10. So something that you have seen us do and heard us do is we exhale on the work. So during that crunch upwards, then you should be exhaling, because that'll also help to engage your abs. And then we're lowering. So in order to keep the work going, we don't want to end the work here and then just collapse back down. So we're going to continue being engaged. So I think of most workouts as a count of 5. So I do the work in one more explosive movement for 2. 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. That's something that you'll probably do as you lift, as you do anything else. Okay, it's 9:45, so I quickly just want to go over push-ups so that I don't need to explain it again because it's so annoying when I do. Hands, shoulder width apart. I'm splaying my palms. They are facing forward. The purpose of this is we're trying to spread out the strain, not just on our wrist, but also divide the work with our palms as well. So that is that for lack of a better way of putting it. Straight line going all the way up to my shoulders. With my feet in the back, my pelvis is tucked, my heels are driving backwards, my head is in a straight line. I'm looking slightly ahead of me. So like I'm looking at probably like around this spot on the ground. And on this work itself, we are thinking, another thing that's going to protect your wrist is we are thinking of driving our elbows back, then coming up. A lot of people, your range of motion will vary. So don't judge yourself. And it's not always a technique thing either. It's just what your body can do physically. A lot of people, particularly women, just based on the way that we're made, cannot, biologically born women, I guess I should say, is a lot of them can't get this range of motion. That's fine. You can still do the work. That's just not the way that your body was made. This is a very particular exercise. And when it was designed, it did not include women. So don't beat yourself up. So the main thing I want to draw your attention to there is we're driving our elbows back. We are not driving our elbows out to the side because that's going to put undue strain on our wrist. even though it's easier. I can do this all day, but that's wrong, and it will hurt tomorrow, even if I do it all day today. Planks, same thing, where we're aiming for this straight line. I'm looking slightly ahead of me. I'm stacking my arms underneath my shoulders, driving my heels back, tucking my pelvis. So this is a good place to end. Let's just hold this for 15 seconds. Let's go now. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Good job, everyone. Since this was a technique day, we trust you to cool yourselves down because Jax needs to get to her bacon and I need to get to my pudding.
Yeah. I need to leave this workout as soon as possible so I can eat fatty foods.
Okay. In that case, anything you need to know that would have been our closing comments is in the show description. So, yeah. Bye.
Bye, everybody.